There's a moment every United States Special Forces soldier remembers. It is not the day he earns the Green Beret. It's not his first deployment. It's not his first firefight. It is a moment much earlier that he realizes the Army has already given him permission to quit, and he hasn't taken it. Tonight, I want to show you how a man becomes a Green Beret. Not the myth, not the press release, the real process, designed not to build heroes, because heroes cannot be built, but to quietly remove men who don't belong. And here's the truth that surprises most people. At every stage, the Army opens a door and says, you can leave now, and most do. Most men don't fail. They choose to stop. Stay with me, because by the end of this, you will understand why wearing this beret means something that most people will never fully grasp. He's not elite yet. He might be a private. He might still be a civilian. All he has is a thought that won't let him sleep. I want to try. No promises, no safety net, just paperwork that says I volunteer for something I may not finish and may not survive. Here's the first hook most people miss. The Army does not recruit Green Berets. It waits to see who refuses to quit. Preparation, the first lot. The candidate trains, running, rucking, pull-ups until his elbows ache, but none of it prepares him for the real weight. Not knowing, not being told, not being encouraged, because Special Forces doesn't break bodies first. It waits to see whose mind asks for permission to stop. And that test comes over and over again. Your body wants rest. Your mind wants certainty. Special Forces gives you neither. Selection does not begin with shouting. It begins with silence. The candidate's handed weight, distance, time, no feedback, no reassurance. Days blur together. Feet blister. Shoulders go numb. Sleep disappears. Here's the hook that destroys men more than the labor. No one tells him how he's doing. He could be failing. He could be excelling. He doesn't know. Then comes team week, impossible tasks, unclear leadership, men collapsing under logs and rucks. The cadre aren't watching for strength. They're watching for who solves problems and who creates them, who disappears when things go wrong, and who don't. Men quit here every hour, not because they're weak, but because uncertainty is a heavier burden than steel. When it ends, there's no celebration. Names are read. If his isn't called, his journey ends. If it is, it has only begun. Selection didn't make him a Green Beret. It only proved he was worth the time. Now the Army asks a different question. Can we trust you when no one is watching? Months, sometimes years, of training begin. And this time, failure doesn't come from exhaustion. It comes from judgment. Weapons training strips him back to zero. Foreign rifles, unfamiliar systems, no shortcuts. Mistakes are corrected once. Twice becomes a problem. Because here's the hook that matters. In Special Forces, sloppiness kills teammates, and everyone knows it. Planning matters. Execution matters. After-action reviews cut deeper than insult. If he can't be trusted with details, he won't be trusted at all. Then comes language. Hours every day, speaking, listening, failing. Because one day he may stand in a village where weapons and English mean nothing, but trust means everything. Here's the quiet truth. Green Beret wins more wars with words than with bullets. Men fail here too, not because they're weak, but because patience is harder to maintain than violence. Then comes Robin Sage, the final test, the fictional country of Pineland. Real people, real consequences. People think Robin Sage is a simulation. It isn't. It's a training exercise, but it takes place in the real world, with real people, with real weapons, with real vehicles, and with real consequences. And over the years, people have died during Robin Sage. Soldiers, law enforcement officers, civilians who volunteered to help train. The candidate is given a mission and then cut loose. Locals lie to him. Plans unravel. Nothing works the way it should. Sometimes the locals don't know it's an exercise. Sometimes the trainees don't know it's over and people die. Not often, but sometimes. And here's the hook that defines everything. No one is grading perfection. They're watching adaptability. Leadership under stress, ethics when failure would be easier. If he fails here, it all stops. Years erased, maybe lives. This is where pretending ends and consequences begin. When it's over, there's no explosion, no music, just a formation, a green beret placed in his hands, and only then does he understand the final truth. Becoming a Green Beret was never about being the toughest man in the room. It was about being the one trusted to operate alone, far from help, with consequences no one else will see. He asked for this, and the world will never know his name. So when you see a Green Beret, remember this. That man was given chance after chance to walk away, and every time he chose not to. If you've enjoyed this, please subscribe, turn on the notifications, hit the like button, and we'll see you next time.